Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the F1 2016. We are back on this game. We are in round 2, Bahrain. Now this is the last race I believe we play on expert. I know it's been a while since the last one, but obviously the Noob Journey is really the prime series on this channel, as people really like to watch those races as they're just mental. So just showing you, it's the same assists, nothing else has changed. This was recorded pre-patch, so before this, after this video, everything else is on either Master or Legend, I'm unsure. Obviously I take this time to really practice for the Noob Journey, as you saw from the Spa race. Now we're on random tracks, we don't really get much time to practice, so any track that I could really get good practice on, I'm going to use. As we are in the garage now, we get an R&D, and our R&D man handing us over what we got from the end of Season 2. As you watched in Australia, we upgraded pretty much all of the car. As we're going to run through the upgrades as they appear on the screen. So we've got fuel the system stage 1 with this 3% fuel efficiency. Stage 2 also with another 3% fuel efficiency. I believe there's one more part, so level 3, another 3%. That's 9% fuel efficiency. Oh, okay, maybe 4. So we actually have 4 stages, which is another 3%. Moving on to the weight of the car. 60 kg's gone there. Another bit of downforce up to level 4 now. So we're going to be flying. Another bit of drag now. The front wing end plates go on to this Renault car. Looks like that is everything, as we're going to pop open the laptop here and have a look at where we stand now. And as you could see, we are the fastest car in the F1 2017 season. Still got a fair few resource points left over there, 700. We are now the quickest car in the season. Out of all of the manufacturers, Renault have gone from 0 to hero, really. We are now the quickest car. Fully upgraded, well, almost fully upgraded. Come the end of the season, we will be fully upgraded, which will probably mean we will move teams. I'm not sure how frequent this series is going to be, but it's looking, you know, maybe once every 2 weeks when I could be bothered. It's the best way to put it. Looking at the drivers' standings, pretty good running last time, considering we had the base car. P6 is very good. Look at all those new parts fitted down the side as well against our teammate Nico Rosberg. He had a pretty unfortunate outing last time. As we cut on to practice, do some of the practice programs, looking at an all-purple track acclimatisation test here around Bahrain. I feel like I'm very confident around this track. It's been in the games for a long time now, so I've raced it a lot. You know, it's not like it's one of the new tracks like Baku, or one I'm not very good at like Britain, or trying to think of another track. Azerbaijan, I'm pretty shit at. Let's just keep it at that. Don't want to give too much away for the Noob Journey. So we're looking at the tyre wear test, 2 purples and I think it's 2 greens. Maybe worse. Obviously we only had to get the 5 points to get the purple time for the most resource points possible here in the first practice session. I'm feeling very confident going into this weekend actually. When I jumped in the car, I thought I could definitely tell that there'd been some changes to it. It was very, very quick in a straight line. Crazy quick in the corners. It was pretty much a perfect set. I felt like I was driving a Merc in time trial. It was crazy. As we look at qualifying pace, expect us to finish, I think that's 5th. I can't really tell on the preview screen, but 5th in a Renault around the second track of the season is pretty insane. Where we're going to come across for the qualifying pace session first. So target set is first.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
So looking at the qualifying goals here, it's looking about 9th or higher, and obviously beating K-Mag and beating Rosberg. So it's going to be very, very challenging. Well, hopefully we go to quali and it's looking good.
Cars are ready, the drivers are ready. We hope you're ready as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
So we are in the pit garage for qualifying here in Bahrain. We're going to go straight out, no messing about, onto our one and only flying lap. That's how confident I was around here. Going into turn 1, down into second gear, hitting the apex nicely. Still running a couple of, running the racing line. I think we're running medium traction control and no ABS. So there's still a few things to help us, but come maybe China will take those off and we'll run and see what it's like on Legend AI. As we're coming up to Kvyat here, who I think is also on a flying lap. Obviously no one's set a lap yet, so we are going to go purple in sector 1, as you would obviously think. Going to this corner here, locking up massively, running very, very wide. Going to get back on track, not losing a lot of time. I mean, we could have taken that a lot better, but Kvyat was in the way, so if we had kept it on the track, it would have been a very hard corner to make. That just shows how much pace we have and how badly I really needed to switch it up to Master when it eventually came round. I was at the stage doing this race where Expert was a little bit too slow maybe, but Legend I wasn't quick enough to get some decent racing. I would have just been racing the manners. When I was recording this, I was still trying to find my feet. This was a couple of weeks ago, so this is very old footage, but I've been very caught up in work and things like that. As we come across the final corner, just managed to bounce to the curve to get Kvyat on the power a little bit too early. We whack on the DRS and come across the line. Where do we go? We go P1, fastest with the 1:33. I don't know, I can't really read since the preview. So it does look like a 1:33.3. Just quicker than Kimi Räikkönen. Daniel Ricciardo in 3rd. Our rival Nico is in 4th, with Vettel and Jensen 5th and 6th. K-Mag gets 7th. So you would think of the fastest car would do a little bit better. Obviously not. P7 is where he sits, with Lewis, Max and Sergio Perez behind him.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and 2 DRS zones will help with that as well. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. As the drivers complete their preparations down below us on the grid, one man who's no stranger to the pre-race pressure is Anthony Davidson, who joins me in the commentary box today. Great to have you with us, Ant. I'm sure you can tell us all about what goes through a driver's head before lights out.
From the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle. And the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn 1. Make yourself as wide as possible, robust but fair.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Renault in pole position then, and
Welcome onto the grid here for the race day, the Bahrain Grand Prix. We are on pole in the Renault. Very, very good outing for us to get it on pole. Looking at the strat, super soft to soft, pretty straightforward stuff when you're qualifying the super softs around here. No rain expected, obviously. We're in the middle of the desert. It's going to be super hot, even at night. Thoughts going into this race, turn 1 obviously, big issue. Got to make sure you don't get hit. As we're ready for the lights. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are underway here in Bahrain. We get an average start, pretty good. Managed to get on the power relatively early. We've still got Ricciardo, who gets a great start right behind us. Is he going to look up into turn 1? No, we get the braking point just about right. Get it into second gear. Make sure we can hold up the inside, no accidents, as there's a bit of a queue forming behind us already. So we managed to blast it out of the little S section, which in the Noob Journey I was very good at getting the traction down out of there, and we've managed to carry that through to this race. Obviously, look a bit later on into lap 1, we are still ahead. We've managed to pull out a little gap here to Ricciardo and Raikkonen in second, who are obviously having a little battle. As Ricciardo gets on the power a little bit better than we do, he's managed to close the gap a bit to the proximity arrow appears. Going into this corner a little bit shaky, locking up a little bit. Obviously, we had the issues with quali where we just went flying off, and I was really struggling with that corner, so I took it a little bit easier. As you can see from the minimap though, we have pulled out a relatively big gap, and it's looking really good for us. Locking up the left front again, we're really struggling with locking up and getting on the power a little bit too early over the bumps and the grooves. Obviously, it's going to send us flying in some way. Going down into 4th gear here, just missing the apex a little bit coming into the final sector. Pedal to the floor down this last couple of corners, down these last straights. Going into the final corner, on the brakes, going down the 3rd gear, locking up a little bit, trying to let these tyres last as long as I can, because I knew we're looking pretty comfortable in the lead here. We crossed the line on lap 1 for a 1:37. Relatively quick, that's only 4 seconds off our qualifying time. And Raikkonen and Ricciardo really having a scrap behind us, as we are pulling out a bigger and bigger gap. Oh, you can clearly tell our car is one of the quickest going around Bahrain. Again, it's got just missing the apex again. There's still some things we could do to go even quicker here. As we go purple, obviously, as you would think, on lap 2 in sector 1. On the brakes again, are we going to get the apex? No, we're going to miss it. Again, really struggling to perfect the lines here as we cut onto the end of lap 2. Coming across the line, let's see how much quicker we've got compared to that one. Obviously, we're going to be quicker, but it depends by how much. A 1:34, that's a second off quali. So we are very quick. I think we were running in rich here. So it looks like Ricciardo and Raikkonen are going to have having a little scuffle still. They're not really falling back. It looks like one of them's trying to go up the inside. As he done it, looks like Ricciardo's held on to that position. Great defending by him. Let's have a look. Who are we on board with here? We're on board with K-Mag, are we? Oh, as a Mercedes looks to go up the inside. I think that's Lewis Hamilton of K-Mag. Is he going to get him up the inside? Magnussen, he's fighting really hard around the outside. No, but Hamilton gets him. And that's him down a place in the race. That's probably down to about 6th or 7th or maybe 8th. You would think he'd be up here with me with the power of our Renaults this season being the quickest team by not much, but we're a lot quicker than the Mercedes. I mean, the Red Bulls are our nearest competitors. So the fact that K-Mag's battling with Hamilton, positive, yes, but obviously he should be up here with us fighting for race wins and the lead of the race. And well, the start of lap 4, we've got a relatively big gap now, but so do Raikkonen and Ricciardo to the cars behind. It looks like Raikkonen's having another look at the inside of Ricciardo with the DRS. Has he done it? It doesn't look like he has. He's sticking behind him for now. Obviously that Red Bull doesn't have much straight line speed, but it's fantastic in the corners. As we hit that line pretty perfectly, we do shave the apex. Finding the groove now on lap 4. 3 second gap to the car behind, coming up to the end of lap 4 now. Getting relatively close to when we should pit. So we're running in rich revs, trying to get the biggest lead possible before we come into the pits. Losing the back end a little bit coming out of that corner. We come across the line. How are we doing? 1:35. Jeff on the radio says the pit window is open. So technically, if we wanted to come in early, we could have tried the undercut, but we are so far out front really, we've got nothing to worry about. Taking each corner as it comes. It looks like Raikkonen's got Ricciardo into turn 1. As we look at the move between Raikkonen and Ricciardo, it looks like Raikkonen just got him in the DRS. Didn't even need turn 1. The straight line speed, oh, very close for Ricciardo, right at the back end of Raikkonen, but it looks like Raikkonen and that Ferrari has made the move stick, and that has put Raikkonen up into P2. Looks like we're on the end of lap 5 now. It looks like we're going to come into the end as we shift the engine down into lead, have a quick check of the tyres, make sure the temps are all fine. So we hit the apex nicely, going to the last corner. We've still got wear in these tyres, we can still take them a few more laps, but I don't want to risk anything. We're in the lead. Are we going to make the braking point? Slowing down very early as we make it with ease. Obviously better to be safe than sorry. It looks like Raikkonen's carried on. Tackle at the pit stop with the fashionable black and turquoise helmet onto the soft tyres, sorry, and we are back out into the race. It looks like that's a Williams that's just gone past us there, and a Toro Rosso. and Hulkenberg, so we are down to P11, just slightly behind the Haas of Grosjean on the start of lap 6. So we are still net first place, because obviously the guys who are in front of us haven't pitted, although look at the gap that Ricardo has, or even Raikkonen, sorry, has out the front. So I had to push, but I had all these cars in my way. Obviously we're on the fresher tyres, but anything could happen around here. I've had some pretty dodgy pit stops. Even though I don't think they've been dodgy, they've been pretty dodgy, and other cars have flew off in front and I haven't been able to catch them. As we are catching up to Grosjean very quick here, as his worn super soft tyres are running out a little bit. Coming out of that corner, we get the superior traction. We're gaining on him here, but we think better of making a move out of there, as we know there is a DRS section coming up. We take that corner nicely, get right behind the back of Grosjean in the Haas. In the slipstream with the DRS, this is OP as anything in this game. As we slip up the inside, hit the braking point, lock up a little bit, get the move done. Grosjean has a little cheeky look up the inside. We just manage to hold on to P10. We are catching up with Hulkenberg very quick now. He's also on the soft tyres, so he's going to go a bit longer than the guys in front, but obviously his tyres are going to be pretty much battered now. Obviously not as bad as the guys on the super sus, but they've got a couple of laps left in them, but they're still going to mean as slow as K-Mag is in the pits. As we get on the back of Hulkenberg, what a traction from out of that corner, that was crazy. As everybody's in the pits, we get back up to P2. As it looks like, is that Bottas? Bottas stayed out another lap. I'm guessing Massa came in. Bit of team orders in play. Maybe Bottas thinks he can hold me off. He's not that far out in front, really. So we've gotten to the end of lap 7. As you can see, we are right behind him now. You can tell he's struggling on the tyres. We are loving this soft compound tyre, hitting the apex on the last corner nicely. Looks like Bottas will peel off into the pits. Yes, he will. So we take back first place, and we have made a big gap behind us as we go purposely to 133.4. Fastest lap of the race there. We are flying around right now. As we lock up a little bit, we managed to make the corner. Hitting the 100-metre board nicely. Running over the apex a little bit too much. Sausage curbs can be dangerous here, as they can send you flying if you're not careful. But we've got a big gap back to Hulkenberg now, even bigger gap back to Raikkonen. If we can keep it clean for the last 6 laps, we should be home and dry in this race. We are on the back of a Sauber here. We look at a replay. Going to broadcast cam. He's just getting in the way here. We just can't get past him. Showing the effort of the back markers. We're 22.3 seconds in front of K-Mag. We are so far out in front. We are just chilling right now as we lose the back end a little bit coming out of that corner. We have a look light down the grid here. It looks like Ricardo and Raikkonen are still going at it as Ricardo gets up the inside of Raikkonen. Raikkonen, can he hold it? Oh, he's hit him a little bit there. There's a bit of battling, bit of hitting. It looks like Raikkonen's got that move done to stay in P2. But it also looks like Raikkonen had a bit of an issue. It's Rio Haryanto. If we go flying out, he's left the race. We'll have a look what that is momentarily as we get back on the track. A virtual safety car comes out. Let's see what happened there. It's just a typical F1 2016 engine failure. Rio Haryanto out down the straight. That's a very bad spot to have an engine failure, if I'm honest. So the virtual safety car's out. Gives us a nice break from the race. VSC ending. That's a good sign for us. We've got a huge lead, almost got a straight lead over the cars behind. Coming on to the start of lap 12, you can see Pascal, or sorry, Rio's, his man has just parked into turn 1, so his car's still there. Obviously, hence why the yellow flag's there. I don't know why the stewards haven't moved him yet. If somebody hits him, could be very bad for that driver. at this point in the race we were just trying to bring it home, as you would. Just trying to maintain the gap to Rixon. Near the end of the race he was actually gaining on us a fair bit, as he would in a Ferrari, a very very quick car, especially in season 2. They've had a few upgrades, nothing crazy, but they've been working on the car hard to make sure they're quicker than the Mercs. And the Mercs have actually, as you saw from the start of the video, the Mercs have actually dropped down massively. Not much upgrading going on, which actually baffles me a little bit, as in real life you would think if a team's win a championship they would want to stay there. With the Ferrari boys winning it last season and Vettel finally getting his championship with his Ferrari, you would think the Mercedes would push on and upgrade the car, but clearly not, as the Ferraris have a 2-3 here with Vettel and Raikkonen. They're looking very very sharp for this season. It's all about the Renault around Bahrain though. We are miles in front coming on to lap 13. Last corner, losing the back end a little bit. I think we got on the power a little bit too quickly coming out of that last corner consistently on some laps. Do a 135, we're just trying to keep it together, trying to finish the race with no issues. Losing the back end a little bit, we just managed to catch it. That was very very scary. I wasn't expecting that. So we've been pretty solid all race, but out of nowhere that oversteer comes in and just sends us flying. We caught it very well, but it could have been bad. It could have been us in the wall if I hadn't come off the accelerator and slammed the brakes on. Cutting onto the final lap now. End of lap 13, start of lap 14. Massive gap to Rixon. We've dominated this race from start to finish. Coming into final straight, pushing, getting rich. Just trying to finish the race really as quick as we can. I know it sounds a bit silly, but I was pretty bored. I know, obviously, comments are going to be filled with people saying, "Oh, you should have changed difficulty." This was recorded straight after Australia, so I haven't had time to. But the next race, I believe, is on Master, as that was recorded a couple of days ago from when this will be uploaded, which will probably be Saturday. Could be before, could be after, I'm not sure. Final lap's almost just like a parade lap for us. We've done the job. We've finally won a race by the looks of it, only if some of the bullshit happens. As we lose the back end again coming out of that corner, so clearly the soft tyres are going off the wall now. Off the whatever is, off the track. We're really really struggling. Off the cliff, that's it, off the cliff. Got there eventually. If we lock it going into the corner, we had real issues on the softs and the super softs. In both stints we were struggling. We managed to pull through though and sort it out eventually. Losing the back end a little bit, having to shift down another gear, running wide, getting back up to 6th gear, down to 4th, down to 3rd, just getting the corner. As we come across the final corner, it looks like we're going to win a Grand Prix in the Renault. Renault's first ever, well not first ever, but first race win of the season. As we cross the line, the fireworks go off. What a great win for Renault today. P1, first place. Great performance from the Renault boys.
Brilliant stuff from Renault today. What a superb victory. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you hit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Here come today's winning drivers, and what a race it was. This is a team that knows success very well in F1, and they're just itching for even more. Congratulations to the Renault team for their excellent win today.
what a great result for Renault team as we win the first race of the second race of the 2017 season. Renault's first win of the season.
Oh, well, I'm a bit spoiled for choice, Crofty. My instinct
Us
says
in
that
P1, the
was
2
fast,
Ferraris,
down the
2,
field,
3, a
and
Red Bull,
undoubtedly
then a Mercedes 5, 6, K-Mag in 7th, third, relatively good for K-Mag, could be better, you know, we've got the quickest car, he should be further up. Verstappen, Button and Hulkenberg round out the top 10. So we have a look at the constructors, the drivers, sorry, me and Lewis equal on points. The constructors, we are 4th, we are sitting 4th I believe in the constructors there, already quickly flashed to it. Remember guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. I will see you next time.